On today's video, I bought a 2008 BMW 535xi Sport Package with 100,000 miles. We will talk about the pros and cons, what to look out for. We will talk to the previous owner that bought it 1 year old, so he had it for over 15 years. And we're gonna do a actuator from the transfer case, okay? Plenty to talk about today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike the Baldadonis, and I buy and sell cars as a hobby, and I bring you guys along with me, showing the pros and cons of each vehicle I buy. I do travel videos throughout New England, and I talk about my life experiences. Okay guys, before we start, last week I got myself a concussion trying to exit the car. I was parked next to a vehicle where the door opened only so far, being tall at 6'4". I misjudged and smacked my head against the roof. I was in the hospital for the night. I should be okay. It's been 8 days, but just bear with me if I start going off here and there. Okay, so just bear with me. Thank you. All right, so being on Facebook and Craigslist looking for cars, that's what I do. I buy and sell cars. So I seen this BMW 535, and I'm not a big fan of the N54 engine. As most people know, they are a handful. These engines have a lot of problems. They can have a lot of problems if not properly maintained. Now, I talked to Jack and I was like, you know what? I just don't know if I want to go there and take a look at it, because I know the problems of this engine. But I was like, you know what? Whatever. He's owned it for 15 years. He has a ton of maintenance records. And when I asked him about a few things, it made me feel a little better. For example, brand new Continental tires. The valve cover was replaced. Now, if you don't know, the valve cover is expensive. It costs $1,100 to get it and put it on. Oil housing filter gasket, that was replaced. The water pump, the thermostat, the radiator hoses, carbon cleaning, that is required on these engines, that was done. Tune-up, spark plugs, brake flush, etc., etc., you know, the brakes, all that stuff. So this car was well maintained. Now, what is a sport package? Okay, a sport package versus a non-sport package. One, you're gonna see it's shadowline trim, no chrome over the windows. You're gonna see the sport seats, the sport steering wheel, the 18-inch rims versus the 17-inch rims. And because it's all-wheel drive, it does not have a sport suspension. But because it is a BMW, they handle fantastic no matter what. It's really comfortable. And some of the things that this car came with for options: black sapphire metallic, natural brown Dakota leather, cold winter package, which is the heated steering wheel, the heated seats, premium package. And with the sport package, some of the options are the 18-inch wheels, like I said, the navigation system, the Logic 7 sound system, the Xeon headlights, park distance control, heated rear seats, fold-down rear seats, rear sunshades, power rear sunshade, sunroof, all-wheel drive, etc., etc. So this is basically a fully loaded car at $65,000 back in 2008. It should be. So Jack was kind enough to drive the car back to my house. His wife picked him up, but he did have a few words to talk about the car. So let's take a listen.
Hi, this is Jack, and I'm saying goodbye to my dear old friend here, my BMW 535xi. It's been with me for many years, and I've loved it. I love the way it handles. I love the road. You feel the road. And the seats are to die for, because I've got a bad back and I bought it for the seats. You can adjust the seats in so many different ways. If you can't get comfortable in this seat, you're not going to be comfortable anywhere. But yeah, I hate to say goodbye. I've got nothing negative to say about it. I mean, the car has been very faithful to me all these years. So I wish Michael great luck with this car.
So the next morning when I woke up, I started the car, and this is what I saw. All these lights. Now, I called them up and I said, hey Jack, you know anything, what's going on with this? And he's like, no, this never happened to me. And I'm like, of course not. It only happens to me. Always happens to me. But I knew the battery must have had a draw to it or something like that, because he bought a new car and he hasn't been driving this car. So, you know what? Let me drive it around and see how it performs. Now, the car also was running pretty shitty, to be honest with you. It was, you know, I'm like, what could it be? a carbon cleaning again, because every 50,000 miles, carbon cleaning on the valves should be done. Could it be a fuel injector? No check engine light. But once it warmed up, it ran fantastic, okay? The only thing I was having a problem with was still having that vibration. The wheels, something was going on. So I'm thinking, because BMW have guibos or something, whatever it's called, on their drive shafts, maybe one's cracked or loose, and that's what the vibration is. So we're gonna take it to my friend's shop, RGA, and have the car inspected and take a look. And as you can see, 2 wheels were bent. Now I deal with a lot of different repair shops in my neighborhood. Everybody was booked up, so I still had that vibration. And I ended up biting the bullet and taking to a BMW specialist up in Derry, New Hampshire. Now, people have taken the cars to shops only to be disappointed and not satisfied with their service. This shop I found to be, I'm gonna throw them under the bus a little bit. You know, they found out what my car needed, which was the actuator, okay? But then they were like, you need all these other things. And I just got the car inspected. I'm like, no, I didn't. No, they don't. So they, for example, they're telling me I need all new suspension. I'm like, why? Well, it's around 100,000 miles. You might as well replace it. I'm like, no. That's one thing. The other thing that kind of bugged me was they couldn't get their computer to hook up with the OBD and tell me anything, because I was complaining or asking them about the engine, if it maybe it's running a little rough because of carbon cleaning or whatever. But they said they couldn't use their computer and they wanted me to replace that. So I thought that was odd. I brought it back home. I had my friend Sean come over. As you can see, he's hooking it up, checking it out, and it does work. And as Sean is doing this, he's telling me that the battery seems a little low, but it is charging. So let's keep that in mind, that battery. All right, so now I'm gonna order the actuator. This part, that BMW repair shop wanted almost $1,000 to replace. It was $998, something like that. And I'm like, no. I go, what if I buy the part? Would you put them in? Because I can get the part a lot cheaper. No, they said. I'm like, all right. So I ended up buying the part. It cost me $105, because what happens is this piece right here, you take this cover off, it is a plastic piece. It's like a round gear, and they simply wear out. That's all. They wear out, and you can actually buy that kit for like $50. But for $105, I bought the whole unit. I bought the fluid, and for $150 to put it in, I took it to my friends at Live Free and Drives. So let's take a look. so this part's been bugging me for a while. I need to have my car cleaned, so it's detail time. Let's take a look. All right, so after the detail, having the doors open and everything else, when I went to start it, those same lights came on like before. So I ended up taking it back to Live Free and Drive. They checked out the battery, saying my battery is normally 900 cold cranking amps. It's down to around 600. So I ended up buying a new battery, and I had my friend Sean install it, so let's take a look. So I was going to replace the wheels originally because the vibration was that bad. After the actuator was installed, the wheels weren't as bad as I thought they were, and I'm okay with it right now. Being wintertime, maybe it's not a good idea to have fresh wheels put on because of the salt and the snow and stuff like that. So if I do upgrade the wheels, I'll do another video and show that off. As you can see, I was missing my hood emblem. It simply either just fell off, you know, the BMW logo itself, the bottom part is still on there, so it looks kind of shitty, but I ended up buying a new one, and as you can see, I topped it off and it looks fantastic. All right, so there's a lot of pros and cons to go with this vehicle. Let me put my glasses on for you guys. Pros, it's a sport package. Still great looking, 300 horsepower, it's still pretty quick. The handling is fantastic. All-wheel drive is a plus. Decent fuel economy. The stereo system is fantastic, seriously. It's loud and I love it. The heated steering wheel, heated front seats, heated rear seats. The fold-down rear seats to make more space in the trunk, that's fantastic. Backup sensors. The seats actually are so comfortable and they do wrap around you. And you can easily tune it to make over 400 horsepower without a problem. All right, let's get to the cons. Maintenance. If you can't afford a BMW, do not buy one. Just simply go buy a Camry and live your life. BMWs are for people that like excitement, including losing their money. All right, it is what it is. If you don't have a friend that can help you out or you can't do some of your work, just do not buy them. They're just too expensive, okay? No backup camera. The navigation is way outdated. Driving the side vision, I can't look over my left shoulder because I have the window frame right there. Always the fear of a check engine light. That's always in the back of my mind. You hear that little ding. BMW people know what that noise is. If the temperature changes, you hear a ding. And it will show a snowflake, but that ding comes on. You're always looking for that check engine light. All right, the offset wheels, because of the sport package, they're 8-inch in the front, 9-inch in the back, and trying to get that offset, you can't rotate them front to back, so you're always buying tires. You can't rotate the tires like you can on a normal car. Yeah, you could rotate them left to right, but you can't go forwards to back. And some things like a battery, just to put a battery in it, you have to reprogram it, okay? So that's a pain in the ass, you know? So stuff like that can be annoying. You can tune it to have 400 plus horsepower. That is a downside because that means somebody's beating the crap out of the car and all hell can break loose. All right, let's see. The oil dipstick, there is none. I believe it started with these engines. You cannot check your oil because there's no dipstick. Let's talk about the condition of the car. The steering wheel is slightly worn out because it is heated. There is a few dents here and there and a few light scratches. The wheels, unfortunately, they're beat up a little bit because it is a New England car and they should be refurbished or replaced. Rather than that, the paint is fantastic. It shines out very well. The interior is excellent. I'm not going to say mint because nothing's a mint. I love this car. All right, let's get into what the common problems with an N54 can be. Right off the bat, high pressure fuel pump, fuel injectors. Walnut blasting is a necessity every 40, 50,000 miles, somewhere around there, because of the carbon buildup on the valves. It makes the car run a little rough. The misfires, the coil packs, charge pipe. Vacuum lines get old. There's plenty of vacuum lines in there and they crack. The valve cover, that's expensive. Oil leaks are everywhere in this car, so be prepared. But don't go crazy because you can get away with just cleaning them up for a little while until they're just way too bad. Turbos, the turbo wastegates, and then the seals they let go and they smoke. The coolant system, water pump, radiator, thermostat. The oil pan gasket, this was replaced around 50,000 miles and it's still leaking, okay? So that is a big job, but unfortunately this oil pan gasket is still leaking. Vanos solenoids, they clog up, you just take them out and clean them up and they should be good to go. I may do that for another video just to do it, okay? And as you can see, I did my transfer case actuator. That is a common problem with these cars, but you don't have to pay $1,000. I paid $300. Find somebody who can work on a car. It's not a big job. The only thing that you actually have to do is remove all the heat shields. That's a pain in the ass, but if you watch people on YouTube, some people just cut what they need, they bend it down, get that out, put it back in, push back up the heat shield, and you're good to go. All right, so overall, my impressions. I love BMWs. It's a love-hate relationship. It really is. I buy BMWs every year, Mini Coopers included, first generation. I only buy the superchargers. And, you know, I had my M6 convertible this year. I had my diesel X5 that was tuned. I love that vehicle. What else did I have? I had my Mini Cooper. So I always have 1, 2, or 3 BMWs every year, and I do my videos on them. So I want to thank everybody that was involved with this car. I want to thank Jack for selling me the car, and hopefully it goes to the new owner whenever that's going to happen. But I will like to do a video on the solenoids being cleaned to see if that changes anything. Like I said, after I put the battery in, it ran fantastic. It didn't run rough anymore. So the voltage regulation with the old battery makes the car run shitty. New battery, solve that problem. All right, upcoming videos. I get my 2004 BMW 330 convertible. That's an M Sport package. We'll talk all about that. And if my concussion fades away and I'm feeling a little better, I'd like to get down to Rhode Island and get to the mansions. And it's Christmas time and they decorated all the mansions. I'd like to get that video. And that's probably it for this year. All right, so until the next video, everybody, Baldadonis out.